The backstory of One Last Kiss the night was thick with the scent of pine and the lingering warmth of summer, though the season was nearly gone. Jake parked his beat-up truck at the edge of the overlook, a place they had come to so many times before. The city lights twinkled far below, a distant echo of the stars scattered across the sky above. This place had been their sanctuary once, but tonight, it felt like a final chapter. Sitting beside him, Emily stared out the passenger window, her fingers nervously tracing the leather bracelet he'd given her years ago. She had always been a picture of strength, but tonight her shoulders sagged, and her voice, when she spoke, was barely above a whisper. "It doesn't have to end like this," she said, her eyes locked on the horizon. Jake exhaled slowly, gripping the steering wheel like it was the only thing holding him together. "We've been trying to fix something that's already gone. I don't want to keep hurting you. Or me." Their story wasn't one of betrayal or anger. It was the slow unraveling of a love that had burned too brightly and too fast. They had met when they were barely out of high school, two dreamers chasing the impossible. She had wanted to paint the world, and he had wanted to write songs about it. For a while, they made each other feel invincible. But life crept in, the weight always doseful, broken promises, the weight of dreams left unfulfilled. "Do you remember the first time we came here?" Emily asked, a faint smile tugging at her lips. Jake nodded. "You brought that old Polaroid camera. Took a picture of us, said it was the best view you'd ever seen." "I still have that photo," she admitted, turning to face him. Her eyes glistened, catching the moonlight. Silence fell between them, heavy and suffocating. Jake wanted to say something to make it all better, but he knew no words could rewrite the path they had walked. Instead, he reached into his pocket and pulled out a crumpled piece of paper. "I wrote you something," he said, his voice trembling. Emily raised an eyebrow, her curiosity momentarily breaking through her sadness. "A song?" He shook his head. "Just some thoughts. About us, about tonight. About letting go." She reached for the paper but stopped halfway. "Will you read it to me?" Jake nodded, unfolding the page. His voice cracked as he began. It wasn't poetic or profound, just raw, honest words about love, loss, and the bittersweet beauty of memories they carry with them. When he finished, Emily leaned over and placed her hand on his cheek. "You'll make someone so happy someday, Jake. You have so much love to give." "And so will you," he whispered, his throat tight. For a moment, they sat there, the weight of the moment pressing down on them. Then, as if drawn by some invisible force, they leaned in, their lips meeting in a kiss that was neither desperate nor fleeting. It was a kiss filled with everything they couldn't say: a goodbye, a thank you, and a promise to remember. As they pulled away, the first light of dawn crept over the horizon, casting the world in shades of gold and lavender. Emily opened the truck door and stepped out. Jake watched her walk toward her car, her silhouette framed by the rising sun. She turned back once, her expression unreadable, before getting in and driving away. He sat there for a long time, watching the empty road. Then, with a deep breath, he reached for his guitar in the backseat, strummed the first chord, and began to write. "One last kiss," he sang softly, the words forming like a balm for his aching heart. It was the only way he knew how to let go.